Hey guys, so today I'm just going to quickly run over the Vcam and Simulcam sort of workflow for working with a iPad, which almost anyone can kind of get set up with. So to start, all I've got is a blank project from the film and television template with a scene added, so we have something nice to look at within it. The reason I use the film and television template is because of the plugins it has enabled by default, which is kind of what we need in this. So the three main ones are the remote session, which is already enabled, and then we need the live link, which is enabled as well, which is great, and then we need the virtual camera plugin, which again is enabled by default in this template. So once we have them three plugins and we have the Vcam app downloaded on our iOS device, we can then come over to our project settings and come right to the bottom. And let's start with the biggest pane first, the networking. So let's go to UDP messaging inside of the plugins section of the settings. And what we want to do in here is just quickly put our workstation's IP address into this unicast endpoint, like so. And then we want to have the 0 at the end as the port which it's going to be working off. Now, I've had a lot of people say they've had issues with this point. And if you do have trouble connecting, come down to this advanced area here, create a remote tunnel endpoint. So just add one here. And you want to add the IP of your device with then the port number of 6666, and then you shouldn't have any issues connecting. So if you go over to your Vcam app, we can quickly check that we are all connected and communicating by just putting in your workstation IP and then clicking the connect button. You should get the error, couldn't connect, connection refused. Although it's an error, it's actually good for us because we know that the iPad is able to actually reach out to the workstation. So once we're at this point, we're all happy on our network side of things. We want to come over to the rendering tab, and we want to come down until we find the default settings, which are here, and then we want to come right down to the bottom to this advanced part. And because we're going onto an iPad, we want to change it down from 10-bit to 8-bit. Now we're going to have to do a quick restart of the engine. Okay, so our engine's just done a quick restart. And now we're pretty much ready to bring out our virtual camera. So the way we want to do that is we want to come over to the Place Actors tab. Then we'll come down to Virtual Production, and this Virtual Camera 2 is the blueprint we're looking for. So give that a second to just open. And now we have it. You just want to place this wherever you want to be looking through with your Simulcam. So I'm not really focusing on too much in this scene, so we can just leave it there for now. And then next, I would come down to the Live Link tab. I've already got it open, but you can find it in the Windows. And then in here, we should have Live Link somewhere in virtual production, Live Link. So because I have the tab open, let's go to Source, Message Bus, and then you should see your device here if everything's connected up correctly. So I'm going to add that, and we can see that we're receiving the correct data by the green light which is on. You can change how we use the data coming in here, but for now we're just going to keep it pretty vanilla. So once everything's all connected up, we're going to come to our virtual camera and go straight to the Vcam component. And in here, we're going to set our live link subject to be the same as our iPad one down here. We're going to select that in there. And then we want to come over to our output providers, open this index, and then output again. And in here, you will probably have to change the override resolutions to match whichever device you're on. For my device, it's not so bad here, so I'm going to leave it for now. And what we want to do is check this is active button here. And then, if all is working correctly, we should be able to click enable, and it will change our viewport to be the UI. And then if I click connect on my iPad, we should get full tracking. So in basic, that's just the easy, quick setup of a simulcam, which can be added to any one of your projects. So let's quickly just look over the key elements of this UI. So the two main ones are you've got your snapshot tool here, which when you do it on your iPad, it will actually leave a marker, one on your map, which is over here. So you'll be able to see a snapshot icon on your map, which you can teleport to and easily reference around your map. But it will also create a snapshot within the editor, which is really useful when you're working in a multi-user sort of use case. We also have a sort of take recorder button here, which would start our sequence down here, and we can record the motions we're doing and can refer to them later on. So they're the two main buttons for when you're recording your cinematics or getting references. You then have the controls over your camera itself. So up in the top left here, we have our f-stops, which we can adjust our depths of fields and everything really easily to give that more cinematic shots which you want. So I'm going to just leave that about 5.6 for now. And then on the other hand side, we have our focal distances. Our focal lengths. So yeah, so we can jump from an 100mm lens all the way down to, I mean, yeah, you can go ridiculous with it and have 13. So you have full control over your lenses. So I'm going to close that out. And then tracking with the iPad is good for your pans and your rights, maybe up and down a little bit, but it can be a little inaccurate with the moving forwards and backwards. So just to make it easier on our operators, we have down here, we have little like thumbstick controls for the camera where we can move forwards, backwards, and it just makes generally moving around the scene a hell of a lot easier. Get out from this tree. So they're really useful to have as you move around. We also have here, we have control over the sensitivity of the data coming in, where we can stabilize how much rotation jitter we get and just generally how much jitter the tracking actually gives to give us a more smoother cinematic shot. So yeah, they're the main points I would say, with the focus obviously. So if we go into auto, we can naturally focus on a subject, or we can take it fully into our own hands and do it through this little icon here. So yeah, they're the main parts. This Vcam app is really cool because it fully integrates with the multi-user workflows, and allows you to have multiple servers with multiple Vcams connected to them, and all doing their own personal snapshots and sequences, which can then all be looked over at the end of a session, which is a really, really cool add-on to the virtual scouting sort of workflows. So yeah, I hope this helped some of you guys, and let me know what you think, and let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see me do a sort of quick walkthrough over. But yeah, thank you for watching.